So thinking about the context of identifying that opportunity and that client need and bridging the gap between them, can you tell us more about the CFO system that you help to provide your clients and implement with them?
Yeah, firstly, starting with Figured, we've all got clients that are absolutely fabulous and going 100 miles an hour and achieving fabulous results. But there's always a group of clients who want change, they want to do better, and they want to achieve more. And they're the first clients that we're targeting for Figured when we started the process off about 5 years ago. Because they're willing to, they want to adapt new systems and processes, which gives them a greater opportunity to achieve higher profits. We've rolled the Figured implementation services that we provide into what we call CFO meetings. So we're having monthly, quarterly CFO meetings with clients depending on their nature. If you're a broadacre cropper out at Nyngan, you probably don't need to get together every month with your accountant to look at the forecast. Whereas if you're a dairy farmer in the Hunter Valley, spending time each month with your accountant looking at the results and numbers is a worthwhile endeavour. So we've turned Figured into a service both in terms of CFO meetings. We prepare budgets for help some clients prepare their budgets. We either prepare it completely with them or we just review the budgets they've done. And then we're involved in longer term planning and the ability to buy new properties and grow, and using Figured as a tool for those solutions as well.
Oh, that's great. Thanks. So that idea around structure and the advisor being the person that provides that structure and the frequency that the client requires. Mark, that's also quite an important value to you as well, the idea of that consistency. And I think that's part of your 3 Cs when it comes to working with your clients, right? Are you able to share a little bit more on that?
Absolutely. Look, one of the points, and the 3 Cs straight out: consistency, communication, and the ability to create confidence. The extension of what Pete was talking about, the CFO role, but extending that further to provide a pretty robust oversight process. So asking those questions: what are we seeing? What are we hearing? What should we be seeing? And importantly, within the Figured processes and the tools you've developed, being able to stimulate those questions. So it's about creating curiosity. And so I come back to it. What are we seeing? How are we communicating? Asking our clients what would they like to be seeing? What are we missing? And I guess the summary is that in ag at the moment, I don't think we've seen a more volatile environment in terms of commodity prices, weather, which actually creates the opportunity. So rather than seeing that as a negative, there's some marvelous opportunities out there that we'd like to help our clients take. And that communication, both, we talked about banks, but let's step that back a bit. Communicating within the family and within the network, so there's a shared outcome. Our clients feel like they're achieving. They see those points of success. So when they look at their end of month data, they see things progressing where they like to progress, or they're seeing it diverge. Therefore, we take steps to bring it back to, and that intervention early. How do we respond to it? How do changing seasonal circumstances, changing market circumstances, and importantly, changing people's circumstances. What it is that the clients are looking to achieve as a family, as a business, whether it's a corporate, and it's never static. But you're open up an environment to ask those questions and listen to the answers.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. I mean, on this idea that you need to be able to demonstrate some impact to your clients. And a lot of times when, we're talking to accounting practices that are starting to get into this this role of being that forward-looking, windscreen view for their clients. Some of the difficulty is in really identifying where to start, what need to fulfill, and how they can communicate that value to their customer. And Pete, just last question. You had a really interesting analogy around farming being a game of inches. And I think that's a really interesting way to be able to communicate, or I guess to frame up and then communicate to clients the role of what a proactive planning service would look like for them. Are you able to share a little bit more on that game of inches analogy?
Yeah, I suppose very quickly, planning, farmers don't plan well in Australia. 54% of clients have a plan, but only 29% have it written down. I think we've got to increase planning and getting clients to understand business models that'll give them a 5% return on assets and what ratios they need to achieve those particular outcomes. So I think they're building blocks, and then our figured budgets and scenarios go off on that. But so there's lots of opportunities available for clients, but they quite often can't see them. And it's only in those processes that you get in a CFO meeting or a discussion around numbers that they come out.